A car pulls up in front of my house. It's an unmarked black car. Hello? I walk out, unmarked black car. I'm feeling good. This is nice. I get into the back seat of the car. And I said, okay, go. And my plan was that I had about an hour and a half ride to my destination, 2 hours. Plenty of time to collect my thoughts. I brought some notes with me because it was an important event by him, and I didn't have 2 minutes to think about it before what I'm going to say. So I figured I had 2 hours in the car. Brought a pen and paper, the driver was a lady, and she starts talking to me. Rabbi, I heard about you. You're in the newspaper in town. Your shul is over here. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about the shul. So I think it's just being nice. Talk for 2 minutes. Yeah, goodbye, hello, morning. But she doesn't stop. She wants to know, where am I going? Where am I going? Did I ask you where you're going? But I'm a nice guy. I said, no, I'm going. I heard. Finally, I told this the Moshe Gimel Thomas, the Rebbe. Oh yeah, I heard about him. He's the Messiah. I said, oh yeah, that's the guy. So she starts talking ahead of him. She needs to know. She is so interested. And she's hacking me. So basically, I'm talking 10, 15, 20. She doesn't stop. She needs to know exactly what's the Rebbe and what's the deal, and what's happening and what's going to be now. And as it passes 20, 30, 40 minutes, we're already going over the bridge to Connecticut. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's in bushes, I'm going to come to this place, I wonder what to say. I said, this lady, she didn't get the memo that when you're sitting in the back seat of an unmarked black car, that means you're an important guy, you know, we should talk to you. You mind your own business. Stop, head off. But she is, so finally I decided I have to put a stop to this. So I said to her, excuse me, are you Jewish? She said, no, I grew up Catholic. So that's it, I'm done. I'm going to cut the conversation. But my mother just passed, the lady's 65 years old. My mother just passed away at the age of 97, 6 months ago. And on her deathbed, she told us that she's Jewish. Whoa. You have to understand, what am I thinking? What am I going to talk about? I'm going to tell them, and they start kind of talking to Chabad. I was crying. I'm going to tell them about Moshe Rabbeinu, that he went after the sheep, every sheep. There's no one that's not important. You ever thought about the muscle from the sheep? In Pratis, the Rebbe speaks about it. That's what a Rebbe is. You can envision it. You're a shepherd of Yisrael. Yisrael was by says a Gvir Adir. He wasn't a loser. And so Moshe Rabbeinu was a shepherd, maybe of thousands of sheep. One sheep goes away, he follows the sheep. Let's assume that he had helpers. He's not going to sacrifice all 10,000 sheep. But he personally went after the one sheep. I don't know how far it went, but it could be hours or days, I don't even know. And the Medrash gives the details, that he followed the sheep till the sheep started drinking the water. And the Medrash says, you know the Medrash, right? He says to the sheep, oh, you should have told me that you're thirsty. And he picks him up, brings him back. The Medrash gives all the pratim. The Rebbe says, like somebody just pointed this out to me recently, that what is a Rei Yisrael, what is a Moshe Rabbeinu, that when he sees a Yid, who is Fablunget, he doesn't say, oh, he's a Fablunget, he's a loser, he's done. He says, oh, Mistama Bizer Dorstig. This is important for yourself. Sometimes you look at yourself, you say, I'm a little Fablunget. Or a friend who's losing of the chayas, a friend here, a friend upstairs. Or does a sibling, noch a yid, noch a chassid, who's chilling out, who's losing the chayas, etc. And the normal reaction is, hey. If a yid is losing their way, says the Rebbe, it's because he's thirsty. He's thirsty. The sheep is thirsty, so he's running away. The Rebbe's words. So these are the things that I go, oh, it's my learning director. You still owe me a watermelon for Shabbos for the So anyway, these are the things I'm thinking about talking about. And what is that Rebbe? There's no yid that's less important than another yid. There's no yid that's dispensable. It's not pshat shaykh to be one yid. Asep Zura. And this lady just told me that she's 65 years old. She had no clue that this makes her a yid. 6 months ago on her mother's deathbed, her mother said, I want you to know, however you do it. My name is Malka Bas Moshe. And when I die, I want to be buried in I have a family kibbutz next to the Jackie Robinson, and this and that, and that's it. She left the world. And this girl, of course, is now interested. She's 65 years old. She never saw the inside of a shul. She never ate matzah on Pesach. I said, you guys didn't do anything Jewish? She said, Jewish. We were from a guy. Every Sunday we went to daven. We got dressed up. I said, your mother didn't do anything Jewish? She said, there was one thing. Sunday we got dressed up. Papa, Mama, me, and my sister. We got dressed up, and her brother. In the best clothing. We went to the place. It was a big steps. We came to the door. My mother never went in. She didn't know what they meant till she spoke to me. She had no clue. I said, why didn't she go in? She said, you don't understand, Rabbi. Every Sunday we went for like 10 years. That was my growing up. You know what I mean? I was part of it. I did glue it. Why didn't she go in? She says, we didn't know. Claustrophobic. She didn't like crowds. She never walked in, but she was dressed up. And when we were finished, she came out. She met us there. We went home. So I said to her, the lady's already making me shigga for 45 minutes. She wants to know what the Rebbe is. I said, you want to know what the Rebbe is? You. I saw my own eyes. I got a protest that this is a Yid. Stop shot a lost, a Yid who's not from. She doesn't even know she's a Yid. That was her first Rosh Hashanah, her first Pesach, her first Yom Kippur, her first Chanukah. Why do I tell the story? I mean, to me, it's a Shugah Gila, the course, and Shgacha Pratis and everything. And I'm in the car going for Gimel Tammuz to talk about the Rebbe. But Haga Ba'atzmecha, because I know the Yitzhar, I know him well, we get along, we work together. For 56 years, we've been involved. I get him good. And his biggest trick, especially B'achseder Shabbacha, is not to tell him to do Avedis, Lech Aved Avedazara. He doesn't do that, but he tells him, you Taka think the Rebbe knows about you. You Taka think that you matter to the whole picture. That's what he does. It's is smart. When we call him, even though we call him Zak and Xil, he just does like Xil. Zakulinke. And he comes along, you understand? And don't raise your hand, but if you recognize what I'm talking about. You're going into the Tzimtzir. The Rebbe knows that I'm here. And it's the gate, the Rebbe is going to go in 100,000 in the next 2 days. When we call Katzer table, they're coming in. Anash on Einhod is out of control growing, and then not Anash. You see people with every type of hat and no hat. And I'm going in, I'm a 17-year-old bacher who never saw the Rebbe. Maybe my father never saw the Rebbe. Maybe I don't come from Spitz Chabad or Anash. Maybe whatever, I'm a regular, I'm just a no-name. Here I am. The Rebbe told me in that story, and over and over and over, and in Perek Beis and Tanya, Ma'adoch, this lady, the Rebbe is not giving up on. It's not possible to give up on. A child is indispensable. Allah has come become a bocher, which the Rebbe says about Anash, that even though, how could you make a difference by Rebbe? Every Yid is tired, like Baba saying, Baruch Hu. But the fact is, the Rebbe says about Anash that they are Karmi Shalei from Rabbi. You're the Rebbe's Gerish Melech, you mean? When Rebbe gave Birchas Abanim, at the end of the day, he gave it to the Bachrim, he gave it to us. And therefore, to realize that if that's not just no Bachar is dispensable, this is Tayas Haben Yachid. We had, I love telling the story that I learned this from my own son. We have a minute that every one of our children has a birthday, we take him one-on-one to the We're not so far away, it's not such a big Mesilas Nefesh, maybe it takes 45 minutes. But we have a big, Baruch Hashem, a lot of kids over the years. A kid has a birthday, they go one-on-one with me or my wife or both. So one year I took my son Mendel, today he's already married with a shliach in Manhasset. At the time I think he was 7 or 8. And I took him at night, whether I have a chance to take him. I took him at night, he's sitting in the tent, and he's writing a tent, he's a stinker. And he's covering with the paper, and I want to see what he's writing. I'm curious. His name is Mendel. I remember it's Bis, Aleph, Shvat. The day after Fitzi, this, I like to get 29 Jahre zurück. The whole family came to the bris then, and there was an able covered. Anyway, so he's sitting and writing. Oh, what are you writing? You're a pisher. You're 7 years old. What do you know? Schreibt. Halavad mir gesagt geworden. So I got to know what's writing. So I go to this side. He's blocking. I'm a nosy guy, so I finally get an angle. And it says like this. Mazel tov Rebbe. Heint is the Yom Haledes von einer von deinen Chassidim. Das ist mir. You understand it? Mazel tov Rebbe. Today is the birthday, the Yom Haledes of one of your Chassidim, and it's me. This is a passion by him. He's a 7-year-old pisher, 8-year-old pisher. He knows that Sekubdem Rebbe Mazel tov, that is his birthday. Oh, but it's true.
Yeah.
Mitchell, when you'll have children, you have to understand the Baal Shem Tov gesagt that yeah, they need to ben Yochid. Basic. So a person could ask a question: how could you have 20 million ben Yochids? So normally you say, okay, the Rebbe should carry Yochid. It's true, but the truth is, anyone who's a father knows Mitchell, you'll have children. You could have 11 kids, Baruch Hashem, and 8 o'clock. Each one is a ben Yochid, even a Noshem Kerekenu, simple little tiny people. How is the way is a ben Yochid? Because you don't say you have 11 kids. You know, let's do the average. How we do it? You know, in New York State they do the regions. They look at the average. There's 3.5 million kids in the test system, and if 50% are doing okay, and 20% are doing very good, and 20% are failing, and the other 10% are dropping out, we're doing good. We look at the average. It's averages. It's a numbers game. Hello? That's why I'm at if you don't really care, because it's taking a kind. A person that even a kind, it doesn't matter. You can have 10 kids in or whatever it is, and one of them is
my only 10.
Yes, and each one, and one of them is not doing well. It's the Eis Mensch, and one of them has a simcha. The Friedrich Rebbe says that there's no walls in a person's heart. You don't love each kid a little bit, the whole heart. The saying goes, you're only as happy as your least happy child. Hello? You're only as happy as your least happy child. This is a fact by any parent. I'm not from Kerekenu. We're little people. We're common human. But that's wegen Ha'ish Aliki. Tzadikim, they don't even know what it is. We talk about it. It's fun to talk about something you don't know what you're talking about. But that's our thing. At the end of the day, it's Ibigeb Nutz. The Anshe Achayel, the Pekide Achayel, we get to Anshe Achayel. To say, after the Rebbe says clearly, I told you before in English Kaddish, that a Chosin that Rebbe is not Ki'ilu Yod, it's Yodi Mamish. The Rebbe says, is there a limitation? Because on an order today there's 10,000 Chassidim, 100,000. Does it make any difference? Each one is a child, not a child, the only child. Your simcha is a mazel tov Rebbe. You're having a bad day for a good reason, not a good reason. Usually it's not a good reason. Doesn't make a difference. If you're having a bad day, that's Bamrem Mashver is that. It's butter. You listen to the Rebbe speak about the Friedrich Rebbe that he sat in 770 in Dal Damas, and he was Sameach b'simchasam shel Yehudim, Shtata b'tzadim shel Yehudim. The Rebbe breaks down. The Rebbe speaks about Dal Damas from 770, and the Siddur Ein who sat here, di Dal Damas, and Gedavant, and Gelevant, and Shtata given b'simchasam for Chassidim. And then the Rebbe says, Mishtata given b'tzadim, and the Rebbe can't speak. Hello, we don't have any musig, you know what I mean? But we understand, Pashat, Bipsari Echze Elokah. Therefore, to the Nekuda I want to bring home. Yeah, that's Atate von alle Yidden, Atate von alle Chassidim. This is Damon Lebedum, it's Ben Yochid. Hello? And this is what Rabbi Sturman brought me to Farbrengen, to tell you the following. I believe this Ben Munah Shleiman, I think it's true. When we go into the oil, get there in some Rebbe, and you get there in Zimmer, and you get there in some assembly, whatever it is that you connect. So it's the wissen sein als das ist a simcha beim Rebbe. I once said this in the presence of Mr. Rabbi, he almost killed me. He wanted to shech me on the spot. And I have a lot of respect for him. He's a yid. But I think if this is him, he's wrong. And I spoke to many mashmim. I said, butter, it's kishayla. It's kishayla. Everyone knows that the attitude is, let's say I'm going to the oil, right? You go in, you're shaking up, you're walking into a place with a yid that knows every machshava and everything, and you know what I mean? If you have a little bit common sense, you're like, whoa, you're freaking out. You know what I mean? I got it. And if you were, some days not. I mean, we're not machines. If you walk in and you don't feel that, you're normal. You're a human being. Don't think that, I'm not shaykhis. You're human. The Torah was given to you. Lenitna Torah l'malach hasharis. Chassidus and Rebbe is not malach hasharis. This is Basel Gani, is very big on that. You know what I mean? But anyway, bottom line is, but when I walk in, but I'm saying, Akapanim, what's the official line? I want to retract what I said, that you go in and you feel. We don't expect feelings. You don't feel. You don't feel. You go in and you know the reality that the Rebbe knows you're there and this and that. What I feel, why should I feel? I feel a piece of sushi, I feel it. Mit dem ganzen Tras, I get it. Why should I feel a regesh of a Rebbe? Because I showed up? I'm all tight to tight, you know what I mean? You get a gift. But I'm just saying the official line is you're going in, everybody knows you prepare for Yechidus, this and that. And it should be like that. I'm suggesting, humbly and not so humbly, das zu wissen sein, das ist Aid, das ist mit dem Lebeidum, das ist Nesidereinu, das ist unter Kopf, das ist unter Tate. He knows you more than you know you. And by him is a simcha. Could be he wants to have a little more nachas, not a problem. But when a father sees a child, he's mali simcha. You don't know because you don't have that yet. But I'm a papa, 11 times over. When my kid walks into the room, forget about it. My whole heart fills with love. And this is not coming from Edelkeit. It's just nature. It's a reality. Your child, especially if you didn't see the child a while. A Rebbe, such a father. And I could go around everybody's name. Yudala, Shmukla, one by one. I want you to insert your name. Because the purpose is to walk away. You belong. This is not a big Rebbe just at the stars of Sidon. That's true, that's a given. Yud Shvat is your day. Lashon Yochid. The video that Jem gave out last weekend is sometimes you're busy with Bnei Yisrael, you forget about Rabbi Yisrael. And the Rebbe gives the whole sikh about it. Yud Shvat, Achtaras, the Sidereinu, it's the huge, the Shvi began, and this is it, this is the end. We're rounding third base, we're coming home, it's going to be a grand slam. Good to start out this day. I want to tell you, and you know it, if you're Mizbein in the Shah Kala, it's your day. You walk in, I mean, if you think about it, it's hard to, I heard once from Manis Friedman, by Kinnis HaShluchim, after Gimel Tam, was 5 years later, people thought, the news decided that Lubavitch is Sholom, and they're going to get weaker. You walk in and there's no room in the house. And I walked over and said, Manis, what do you say? We were all bisrakshas, because the thing is out of control. He said, I'm about Gahat Kalim, but Maris from the Kalim. If we had a Kalim, we would lose it. But, das Asimcha Bam Rebbe. I want you to promise me, promise yourself, the next time you go, besides all the other thoughts, that you're afraid, or the thoughts, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here, or the thoughts, what's he to me, or the thoughts, I'm Bechlal blank, they all mean the same thing. You're a human being, and you're not a malach, and you're not a chemasmid, you're not a parcha. You're just a regular person. And don't expect to switch on your irrigation because I walked into that space. Lav dafka. But be mizbeiner for a second. Hopefully before you walk in, you think 2 seconds, and everything else, we get the mikveh, whatever it is, our level of achad, I don't know what it means. To think for 1 second, ich gehe rein zum Taten. Das ist a simcha. A Tate will sein a Kind. A Tate will nur not mit a Kind. Kann reingehen und sagen, and the Rebbe says this is not a spitz chabad, it's not a hergation anymore. The Rebbe says that is da, v'chulu, and everything else. Yes, that he's here and everything else. I tell my people, I take people to the oil like it's crazy, like we're very close. We can write a book. We're not writing the book because we're hoping very soon that we're going to change the venue and change the whole matzah, so we're not going to write books. But the reality is that we have, and then maybe later we'll talk some stories. I mean, mamish crazy stuff. So, there's one guy, he lost his job. I'm not going to tell you stories all night. Just to give you a sampling. He lost his job, and he has a big job. He has a big job. He's like a gvir, but it's a job. It's not like a business. So if he loses his job, it's a very serious situation. It's like making it all, been a victim. And he's beside himself, this and that. I don't blame him. I understand. So I said, come with me to the oil. He never heard of it. This is back years later. We came. He said, you think it's going to help? I said, of course. I didn't know. This is early on, I wasn't. Now it's not a munah by me. I see the mukhaj. It's scary. It's scary. Within 2 weeks, the matzav turned around, and the same company that fired him hired him as a consultant with 1.5 times the salary. And it's 5-6 years later. This guy, when he had a serious problem later, a few years later, Mamash now, like 2 years ago, it's not to get what the problem was. It was a very, very serious problem. He on him personal things with him and his wife. By the time I found out about it, it was already very late in the game. And I decided in my head that I'm in this business for 33 years, that there's no hope for this. It's over. Goodbye. He came to my office crying. I'm sitting there, I'm hugging him. And finally says, Rabbi, you're not taking me to the oil? At Halang is then the Gil of the Kus. It was like mamish, like a magic. So I wasn't going to take it because I didn't want it to be a disappointment. I didn't think it was possible. It was because he's changing people. It was too many people involved. The families were involved. People moved away. It was over. You have to have Pashat Moifis to change it. So I wasn't taking him to the oil. Rabbi, you're not taking me to the oil? So of course, I said, of course. What do you think? That was going to be my next sentence. that was going to be my next list. I tried to backpedal. I went with him. The guy was crying like a baby. He's about to lose his whole family. He was crying. I said, he had a good cry. He had to hit a tshuva maybe. I felt so bad for him. The thing turned around within a few months. Better than ever. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I have a guy, he wants to donate a property to Chabad. This property, I'm telling you a story from today. The property, if we get the property, we sell it. I mean, it's a serious gift. It's not it's an unusual gift. It's a huge thing for us. We're rebuilding the outside of the building and putting a second floor. We can use the money. This is a gift. I don't know what it'll be worth. $500,000, $1 million, $1.5 million. It's significant. And he has given us properties before. He says, I should have given you the property, but I went into contract to sell it. He went in contract with a goy to sell the property. So I said, so buy him out. He says, no, it's already in contract. I said, find out how much he wants. And this and that. So he said, you're willing to buy? I said, yeah, we'll put down. I said, to find out. I said, tell him we'll give him $50,000 to walk away. And he'll walk away, and then the Balbas said, I should have donated, because the Balbas, this is not a chinuch for later, but the Balbas donates a property, it's worth more to him in taxes than the guy paid for it. The guy's paying $400,000, $500,000. It's worth much more in taxes to him. The Valley is helping us in a big way. I said, Manny, you're an idiot. You should have given it. He says, oh, you're right. But what should I do? I'm in contract. He told me a month ago. And I'm like hitting my head. I mean, this is not every day like this. And the guy really wants it. I said, I want you to call a lawyer, whatever it is, talk to him, offer him $50,000. We will give him $50,000 to walk away. And Manny, this is not a chassid shahid, you know what I mean? He says to me, Rabbi, it's going to take a miracle. Go talk to your boss, he tells me. And every week I see him, because we're on tefillin, and I said, what's happening? He says, I don't know, it's not working out. Talk to your boss. I'm going to tell you, I went, and I gave the wrong address. I'm there every week, either to take somebody or for whatever. I was there, and I gave the wrong address. It was 400, I said 800. I don't know how. And he says, no, you went to your boss about 400. It's in this community. So I said, 400, I thought 800. So go to your boss. And again, nothing happened. It's a shlepzach. And when it's shlepzach, these things, and the guy has a contract, the closing date is scheduled, I don't know, for next month. The guy sends me the appraisal. He went and got an appraisal for the property because he was still hoping that it's going to work out. And on the appraisal, it says it's not 400, it's 398. So I said, man, you give me the wrong information. Yesterday I was seeing Kamal Yonim, this and that. But one of them, in a big way, is Haksebes Hanechena, the right address is 398. This morning, the guy called me up. The guy called, let's do it. Maybe not 50,000, maybe 60. All right, 60. I'm just saying, this is Ma'aseh B'chol Yom. We see the Muchash and the Balbatim see it. This same guy that I just told you about, who had the miracles, he had just had his 18th wedding anniversary, something like that. It was a big maipus because the family's together. Baruch Hashem, he has 2 kids, they're good kids, they're involved with Shluchim on campus now. So I had taken him to the oil for the first time, right, when he lost his job. 6 months later, he had his anniversary. I forget what it was a big number, 15, whatever it was. He sent me a picture, he's by the oil with his wife and kids. And everyone's dressed up. So I call him up, he said, Blaine, what are you doing there? Like, you went without me? He says, Rabbi, what do you mean? It's our 15th wedding anniversary. We have to go to Papa. I don't know what he said exactly, because I don't tell them too much. Because I think the less I tell them, the better. I just say, look, it's not a big tzaddik. It's your Rebbe. If you're moving, it's a big tzaddik, but that's not what you're going. If you want a big tzaddikim, go to Yisrael. There's a lot of them. This is your neshama. He knows your name. You're part of his neshama, etc., etc. All things that the Rebbe himself says. And the guy says, what am I doing here? What do you mean? It's our anniversary. We're going out to the restaurant. I didn't ask him which restaurant, what the hechsher was, if it's Badat, if it's Brain, if it's Asthma. Trust me, I don't know that it's either one. I think rather the kitchen, they make kosher now. So exactly, I'm not having lunch this or that. But the restaurant, no, but he has to go get a picture, he has to go. He has to get a bracha from his father. People feel it. People tell me they go there just to connect, to be inside. So let's say l'chaim. We have a Rebbe, it's real. I walk into a place like this, I'm sitting with Chizah Yidnu, Moli V'Gadish, etc. In a certain sense, I feel a certain level of, who you? And it's true. But le'idach, I speak about this, like it says in Ayim Yim, that someone who's working on the outside, he sees it b'muchish. It's beyond emunah. And not because, but the reality is you see it. It's not a normal thing. You see that this is real. Hu chai, in uns, that's a language that the Rebbe said then. L'chaim.
Did anybody add that with masculine? Anybody add that with masculine?